Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and if you've been watching any of my videos for any length of time, you know that I have a shelf full of books behind me and that they've been there ever since I've been going. But if you look at my shelf now, there is only a Himalayan sea salt lamp, which puts out great energy and cleanses the air, and it's just something I've loved and I've had it forever. And that little rock back there actually weighs 70 pounds. So it's probably going to stay there because it's so heavy, but it also looks really good. Now, what I wanted to kind of impart to you today is the power of cleaning your environment. So I think that as I get older, this is becoming something that really resonates with me. And then I was just on a trip with one of my sisters who has gone to the extreme of taking all the stuff that doesn't serve her out of her life. And some of you might have read a book that came out a few years ago called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Now, I read that book and I was super motivated. I went through my closet, I went through all my books, I started going through the personal things, and then I just kind of stopped. But I got a lot done. I went through my, going through my clothes and going through the majority of my books was really good. But what my sister did is she even went through her photographs and she scanned all of her photographs. She kept the ones that are in frames and the ones that were important, but she now has all of her photographs living on a hard drive. So if she wants to look through them, she can open up her hard drive and look through her photographs. And everything else, the hard copies of everything, she threw away. So this might be something, I'm not asking you to throw away your photographs, but when you clean your environment on a level that makes your house and the place where you work, the place where you live, it makes it clutter-free and clean. What you're going to find will happen is the things in your life that you're able to create, your creative process, the work you can get done, especially if your workplace is really cluttery, can make a big, big difference. Now, the last time I made a video like this, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This was a few years ago, and it was actually right when I read Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And I got on a video and I was talking about how amazing it is to have a clutter-free life and how it helps your health. And I got a few snarky comments about, oh, it's so easy. Look at you're a blonde girl on there and you're talking about keeping your stuff clean. And it kind of shut me down a little bit. I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I certainly didn't mean to offend anybody. And it just gave me an interesting perspective um, that it kind of just was fascinating to me because, you know, the whole process of sharing is to help all of us become all that we can be. And what I've experienced these last few years is that not only did my mom pass away, but both of my in-laws, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, in the last 5 years have both passed away. And there was a lot of stuff to go through. Now, my husband and his siblings took care of a big house full of a lot of stuff that their parents had left behind. And there was a lot of joy in that, but there was a lot of work and a lot of indecision about what to do with things and where to put things. And it made me really commit to myself that I did not want to leave this chore for my boys. Now, I'm not going to throw away things that I know they might want, but I also don't want to leave, like I said, this big chore for them. And I don't want to have my life filled up with stuff that I just don't know what I'm going to do with. And stuff I never look at, stuff I never use. In fact, think about when you move. What happens when you move? How much stuff do you get rid of? Because first of all, it was tucked in the basement, it was tucked in a drawer, it was tucked in a cupboard, it was tucked somewhere where you didn't have to think about it, you didn't have to look at it. And when that finally surfaces because you move, you have this huge cleansing. And it's one of the most beautiful experiences of moving. And I've moved enough times to know that moving is hard. It's hard work. I really don't want to move again. And I have no plans on that, but I also don't want to be surrounded by so much stuff. So I hope that this has sparked a little something in you because when you have a clutter free environment, when you lessen your load in your life with stuff, when you lessen it, when you actually physically release, donate, sell, give away the stuff that, and get rid of, you know, recycle if you can. But when you release these physical things, it literally makes you lighter, makes your spirit lighter, makes your soul feel lighter. And the things that I have found I've been able to accomplish and get done in my creative flow is it's hard to describe unless you experience it. So I would really throw out a challenge to you to start looking at the stuff that you have that weighs you down and rethink why you hang on to it, because there can be an emotional attachment to things. And I get it. There's things that I've gone through that I haven't thrown away because I have an emotional attachment to it, and that's okay. It's not about saying, oh, you need to get rid of that because it's just hanging on and you don't use it and you probably won't use it forever. So it's not about that. It's about really thinking, how much stuff do I have and how can I lighten my load and make my life less cluttery. So I hope this has stirred up something in you that can help you maybe unload your life a little bit with stuff and enrich someone else's life. There are things that you probably have that another person in need could use. And that is really a beautiful thing. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.